Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in today's video we are going to feature Alolan Ninetales. So Alolan Ninetales is a third Pokemon to get the Weather Ball move in the current update, and I featured Ludicolo as well as Kanto Ninetales in yesterday's video. So if you haven't checked that out, do make sure by clicking on the I button. And so today's mon would be Alolan Ninetales, and I myself have been trying Alolan Ninetales in today's battle, and it seems to be doing pretty well for me. And yeah, I think it's a very decent Pokemon, and definitely it's worth checking out in my opinion. So today's battles have been submitted to us by Shubham, and I think he's a very strong trainer. Especially he gets his Saxops on point. So that's one thing that I'm looking forward to in these battles as well. So thanks Shubham for submitting these battles. And before we move on to the team composition, if you are new to the channel and if you like our content, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. We are trying to get to 500 subs, and we are at almost at 350 now. So just make it happen, guys. And if you want to join the Battleset Discord server, the link to that is in the description down below. So let's move on to the team composition now, and the team he's using is Toxicroak, Alolan Ninetales, and one Stunfisk. So unfortunately I could not find the sprite for the Alolan Ninetales, so it's just an image. So this team is pretty spammy with those charge moves, and yeah, I think all of these Pokemons will be able to spam the charge moves here and there. And moving on to the PvPoke ratings, the team's rating is I think decent. The coverage is rated as C, whereas safety is rated as B. So it lacks a bit in coverage though, and bulk as well, because Toxicroak, as you may know, is very squishy Pokemon. So there's one, and yeah, nothing much to say about the team composition. So without further delays, let's move on to the battles to see how the battle goes. He was there in a horrible lead, and now swapping to his I think he's using Stunfisk as a safe swap, because definitely Alolan Ninetales will have a much better play up against that Altaria. So in comes Galarian Stunfisk now, and since the Stunfisk was ahead on energy, they will be able to spam those mud bombs a lot faster. And the Galarian Stunfisk needs to land an Earthquake, because Rock Slide will do resisted damage. So unfortunately he shields the Rock Slide, which is not really good, but this is another Rock Slide, so Rock Slide has got a nerf, and this will do even less damage now. So the Stunfisk is just going to town with those mud bombs, and if he's able to flip that matchup, now he will be able to pair that Alolan Ninetales against that Altaria, which is really good. And now in comes Azumarill. So if this Azumarill does not have a Hydro Pump, this will be really good. So unfortunately they are able to bait with an Ice Beam, but he's almost at 2 Sludge Bombs. So it will be interesting to see if he's able to land or not. But it's just an Ice Beam. Yeah, it's just an Ice Beam. It was too soon to be an Hydro Pump. So going for Sludge Bomb, this will knock out the Azumarill, and now the Alolan Ninetales will just be able to knock this Altaria out. So yeah, flipping that matchup around, it's really good. So moving on to the next one, and in an Azumarill Lead, so this matchup depends on whether Toxicroak is able to land the Sludge Bomb or not. So going for Sludge Bomb, the Azumarill shields, unfortunately. So now he will definitely would want to shield this, because even though Stunfisk has a better matchup against the against the Azumarill, definitely it takes some damage with those Ice Beams, and he was able to catch an Ice Beam onto the Ninetales, and that's what I meant when I said that he is really good at catching the moves on the Pokemons. So in comes Bastiodon, and Bastiodon will be able to completely farm down this Alolan Ninetales, but he has a Toxicroak in the back, or he can come in with Stunfisk as well. So that's exactly what we do, because Stunfisk will be able to resist the charge moves, charge moves. So definitely the opponent should have gone for Flamethrower there, because Stone Edge would be resisted, and in comes Shadow Victreebel, but the Stunfisk will be able to spam those mud bombs. And now in comes Toxicroak. So Toxicroak will grab the last shield of this Victreebel, and the opponent does an amazing job in catching onto the mud bomb onto the Razu. So I think this will end up a loss for him, even though he has a shield. The bubble damage will add up, and I think or he manages to get to a discharge. So if he's able to click on the mud bomb, or the Victreebel wins the CMP. So really unfortunate, but I think it was really close with this game, with that one. Good game. moving on to the next one, and we are in a Toxicroak mirror match. So definitely Toxicroaks will take super effective damage from those mud bombs, and so definitely both of them will want to grab a shield. And in the Toxicroak mirror, what you want to ideally do is is try to sneak in a counter in between. So now in comes Hypno, and he matches Hypno with the Alolan Ninetales. So Alolan Ninetales will be able to spam those weather balls. I think it's pretty spammy. So Hypno will barely survive, and I think it's just a Thunder Punch. So Alolan Ninetales will be able to yeah, but they both KO at the same time. But Jubam is out of shields at this point. So in comes Skarmory, and he managed to get the switch spot on, because that Skarmory cannot do anything against that Stunfisk. So Toxicroak goes down, and he will be able to land a last minute mud bomb, and the Stunfisk almost has a lot of health for that Skarmory. I don't think it's even in the Brave Bird range. So yeah, definitely it's not in the Brave Bird range, and definitely, or maybe it was in Brave Bird range, because Sky Attack did a lot of damage there, but he will be able to farm down with the Thunder Shock. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get. And he's in a Sceptile Lead. So Sceptile is a pretty interesting Pokemon, because it has wide variety of movesets, but Leaflet will definitely be resisted. But since Sceptile's attack stat is so high, it does massive amount of damage. So the opponent will shield the charge move, and he will in turn invest a shield as well, because now I think he can pretty much win this matchup here. So Sceptile goes down, and in comes Poliwrath. So the opponent is running pretty interesting team here. I'm not sure what rankings these matchups are, because Poliwrath and Sceptile are pretty off meta Pokemons, and Alolan Ninetales will be able to do super effective damage with that Psyshock, but he's going for the bait which opponent falls for it. That's in my opinion, that was really good, because now Psyshock will almost be able to knock out the Poliwrath, and in comes Melmetal. So basically this game is at this point wrapped up, because this Melmetal will not be able to do anything against that Stunfisk. So yeah, the in opponent's defense, they are running pretty spicy team, and yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, let's see what do we get in this time. So he is in a Abomasnow Lead, so pretty favorable lead, and the opponent immediately swaps to Frostlash, and he comes in with Stunfisk. So Stunfisk is not really a great answer to Frostlash, because it will take super effective damage with those avalanches as well as powder snows. But I guess since there was an Abomasnow in the back, so it was right to discard the Stunfisk at this point, because Stunfisk basically does not have any play up against this team. He will be able to come in with the Toxicroak to farm it down, but they have Politoed in the back. So this game is really not over yet, because I really was expecting something like Hypno in the back, because especially since they were running Abomasnow in the front. So he will be able to throw this last minute mud bomb, and Toxicroak I think has done a lot of damage to the Politoed, and he said he went 8-2 in these battles. So I think this might be the one where he taken a loss, but we will have to see about that. So going for Weather Ball, and this will knock out the Politoed, and I think he will be able to I think he will take a loss on this one, because the opponent still has a shield, and this Energy Ball will do a lot of damage to the Alolan Ninetales. So even though the opponent but the opponent will definitely shield here, or he has 2 Weather Balls almost ready. So yeah, taking a win on that one as well. I did not expect him to take that match. So yeah, good game. In a very favorable lead again in the form of that Scrafty, and in comes Azumarill. So he can stay in this match for some time, because he will be able to pressure the shields at the Azumarill, and he can later come in with Stunfisk, or he comes in with Alolan Ninetales. So questionable decision in my opinion. I think he was trying to catch an Ice Beam there, but instead takes on a Play Rough. So now he's in a bit of pickle here, because Weather Wall definitely will be resisted, and he needs to go for Psyshock in order to take out the Azumarill. But Alolan Ninetales is so spam, it is able to get to Psyshock as well. So I think Stunfisk is the way to go, or he comes in with Toxicroak and immediately lets go of their energy in the form of this Mud Bomb. So in comes the one Stunfisk, and the opponent does an amazing job in catching on the Mud Bomb onto the Scrafty, but Scrafty will take insane amount of damage with those punches, with those counters. But he lets go of the Toxicroak, and now comes in Stunfisk of his own. So he shields the foul play correctly, and he will look to farm down the Scrafty completely. So I think at this point, since he has a lot of energy advantage, he will be able to take this match. But will two mud bombs? I don't think this mud bomb will be enough to take the Stunfisk down, and the opponent is able to reach another mud bomb. So yeah, again a very close game, and yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, again he's in a very favorable lead, so picking some good leads here. And again the opponent swaps in Azumarill. So I think I was expecting a shield at the opponent's end, but the opponent made a mistake there, and I think Toxicroak will now be able to farm down this Azumarill completely, which is not good news for the Registeel in the back. And since Toxicroak was loaded on energy, they will be able to shoot 2 sludge bombs, and since they have a Stunfisk in the back, they really don't need to worry about the Registeel, because Registeel again gets walled by the one Stunfisk. So yeah, this game is pretty much wrapped up at this stage. And I think definitely if you are Registeel, you would definitely want to go for a focus blast, and there is no point in baiting, because the energy difference between focus blast and flash cannon is not that much. So yeah, definitely the opponent realizes that the focus blast was the way to go. But now I think it's too late now, because they now can come in with Alolan Ninetales and get rid of this Registeel, and Altaria is way too low to do any kind of damage. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, again in a very favorable lead, and the opponent now comes in with the Flygon. So Flygon again is a very interesting Pokemon, and is also very spammy, because Flygon with those mud shots and Dragon Claw will do insane amount of damage. But Stunfisk is also very spammy, so they will be able to shoot those mud bombs here and there. And the Flygon is absolutely loaded on energy, so they are going for Dragon Claw. I think had they went for an Earth Path, they would have been able to knock out the Stunfisk and flip that match, but they are able to do this regardless. So in comes Alolan Ninetales, which will be doing double super effective damage onto the Flygon, and will be able to knock it out immediately. And they have a Registeel in the back, which is really good for Shubham, because they will be able to, because Toxicroak will do really well up against this team. So don't really need to shield anything coming in from Registeel, because Focus Blast and Flash Cannon both will be resisted. So yeah, Abomasnow is basically a sitting duck here. It cannot do anything, so they also take a sludge bomb to the face. So yeah, good game. Moving on to the next one, and I think it's a Talonflame, or the pre-evolution of Talonflame, not sure. So yeah, I don't think that it's Talonflame here. So he's spamming those mud bombs, and I think it's I'm not sure what the name of this Pokemon is. It's Fletchinder. So going for flame charge, and this will boost their attack, so they will definitely would want to shield in case it's a brave bird, but I think that was just a flame charge. And that Fletchinder has done a lot of work in my opinion, and so yeah, really throwing me off guard at least. So going for discharge, so this discharge will do a lot of damage onto the Vigoroth, especially since the Universe Stunfisk was loaded on energy. So going for coming in with Alolan Ninetales, and Alolan Ninetales will take neutral damage from those counters, and looking to farm down the Vigoroth completely, which they are able to do. And in comes Cresselia. So not really good, but since it's a confusion Cresselia, it will take some time to get to the charge moves. So going for spamming those weather balls. So Alolan Ninetales is already at 2 weather balls now. So grabbing the shield of the opponent, and I think they will be able to get to 2 weather balls, which they need to take out this Cresselia. Had this Cresselia been a Psycho Cut version, he would have lost that one. But yeah, as I said, Alolan Ninetales is so spammy. It's insane. So again, picking up a very favorable lead, and I think he caught a lot of good leads with the Toxicroak. So going for Dark Pulse, I don't think you need to shield anything coming in from Umbreon, because like last resort does some decent amount of damage, but still it's not enough for Toxicroak. And looks like they were running double dark moves on their Umbreon, so really need not to worry. So in comes Wigglytuff. So now he can come in with the Stunfisk and spam those charge moves, because Charm does not charges the energy quickly, so he will be able to spam those discharges before the Wigglytuff gets to an Ice Beam. So in comes Obstagoon now, and he has a Alolan Ninetales in the back. So Alolan Ninetales is already at 2 Weather Balls, so they will be able to knock out this Obstagoon with the Weather Ball, or almost knock them down. And at this point, the game is pretty much wrapped up, because the Wigglytuff is way too low, and he can shield the Ice Beam and go for. I think he could have gone for Weather Ball as well. So taking that match as well, so really well played. And as I said, that I myself am running Alolan Ninetales in my team of 3 right now, and it's doing pretty well for me as well. So definitely Alolan Ninetales is something to it's a worthy investment as compared to the Kanto Ninetales. And with the Fairy and Ice typing, it will take neutral damage from the fighters as well. So unlike Abomasnow, who has similar kind of moveset, against fighting type, definitely Alolan Ninetales is the way to go. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next video, thanks for watching. Peace.